friends, Rifle Chair here, and today we're going to be bringing out a Czechoslovakian K98k. This here, and you'll have been able to tell from the introductory film that this is a VZ.24 Mauser. However, the Germans reused the VZ.24 receiver and rebuilt them into the K98, and this is one of those rifles. So what's a VZ.24 and what's a K98? Well, essentially the VZ.24 was what the Czechoslovakians were building at the factory in the city of BRNO prior to World War II, and they are a straight bolt handled Model 98 military Mauser, and they are renowned for their quality. And prior to the war, the Czechoslovakians sold rifles to a numerous number of countries, and because their Mausers were so good, a huge number of countries. And I'll annotate some of them here for you because, and this is just going to be the tip of the iceberg, very popular rifles. Iran, Iraq, Bolivia, lots of South American countries, they liked the Czechoslovakian Mausers. And during World War II, I should say before World War II, 1938, 1939, Czechoslovakia was annexed by the Third Reich. And in doing so, they took over the Czechoslovakian factory in Brno and started manufacturing the Czechoslovakian Mausers for their own purposes. And there's the G24T, which is what the, basically the, still, for all intent purposes, a VZ.24, but a German variation of it, and the G3340 mountain carabiner. So after that, the Germans started to manufacture the Czechoslovakian rifles in the convention for which all German factories were using, which was this system here, where the rear handguard, or the top handguard, was moved forward, and the other systems that the Germans deployed. So there's the bolt tear down sleeve here as well. And these they continued to manufacture them throughout World War II with the receiver codes of DOT and SWP. Those are the Czechoslovakian K98s, wartime era. And after the war, the Czechoslovakians continued to manufacture these rifles. They manufactured them for, I believe, up until about 1950. And this here rifle was probably built during that time, because all of the German Waffen amps and stamps and birds have been milled off the rifle, and Czechoslovakian codes have been applied to the rifle. And but it has been scrubbed and then remarked, and that happened in Czechoslovakia. This one was an original VZ.24 receiver, at least I believe so. It's still got the rampant line on it, and it says VZ.24 right here in the script. And the roll marks are very nice, crisp and clear. It's kind of a mix match, I think, of parts that were left over from when the Germans capitulated, and the Czechoslovakian factory had all kinds of an assortment of parts. They assembled them into rifles and sold them off. And I believe this is one of those. The Czechoslovakians continued, like I said, to make these rifles up until about 1950, and a few of their primary clients was Israel. Another one was would have been East Germany, DDR. They manufactured Brno manufactured some beautiful K98s for them. The polish and the finish on these rifles are probably the nicest I've seen. High quality rifles, lots of fun to shoot, highly reliable, well built. Some of these German rifles, I'm talking about German rifles, not this Czechoslovakian rifle. Some of the German rifles are highly sought after. Rifles that have all of the original numbers are matching. The birds and the swastikas are all still intact. They're pieces of history, and people have been defacing a lot of nations defaced obviously those marks on the rifles and reissued them to their troops. such as Norway, Israel, and so on. And all of those marks were removed. So the original K98Ks with all the birds and waffen marks and so on are actually fairly collectible now. And you don't see too many of them around. And if you do, you're going to be asking a fair price for them. A lot of them are vet bringbacks and are highly sought after. However, rifles like this, for the budget collector like me, these are much more affordable and fantastic shooting rifles. You're about to see some of the groups that this rifle can achieve, and really, actually, really poor light conditions today that we're going to be shooting in. You'll see what the rifle can do, and I've never had a failure to feed. I've never had a failure to fire. This is a fabulous rifle. Fabulous rifle. Made in Czechoslovakia. Craftsmanship. Quality. Excellent rifles. Highly recommended on the rifle chair buy scale. So until then, enjoy the video, and we'll talk to you next time. All the brass nicely landing next to me in a nice little pile. Mauser 98. I need a sling. Oh, it's starting to get dark. Here is the I can't even say it, Cellier and Bellow Czechoslovakian 196 or 198 grain bullet, and it's really, really hot. Shoots like a real firecracker, but look at the strange step in the bullet. It sure cuts paper nice, I can say that. But point of aim, point of impact. I mean, the rifle was made for this cartridge. I'm a firm believer in Cellier and Bellow hunting ammunition. Real believer. Ooh, that's hot. Lots of Mirage. We'll let that cool off. Interesting observation. You know, when these rifles get hot, they give off Mirage. Now, the original VZ.24 had full wood on top. From the receiver down to the front band. And thinking out loud here, after 100 rounds, that rifle is going to be hot, really hot, and no real way to dissipate that heat. However, with the German design, we still have a handle here so that we can grasp the rifle, not burn our hands when the barrel is extremely hot. However, we have exposed metal, a lot of exposed metal here, on the breech end, and over here on the forward portion of the barrel. And it's dissipating heat very quickly. I never really gave a lot of consideration to the VZ.24 full wood, like the M48 Yugoslavian Mauser, the VZ.24, the VZ.33, and all those other, you know, with full wood from the receiver down to the end of the front band. But when you think about it, for heat dissipation, this makes a lot of sense. And it's already cooled down quite a bit. So, you know, different way of achieving the same goal. I think the German system's better, just for heat dissipation alone. Anyway, let's get back to shooting. This is just to demonstrate to you the difference between European 8x57 and American 8x57. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. This is 150 grain Federal. Here's 196 grain Cellular Bello, Czechoslovakian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. With 100 meters. Same point of aim. Right? A heavier bullet impacting higher and a light bullet impacting low. Wow, what a difference. Really weak American ammunition. And here what we see what the European equivalent is. Big difference in performance. And a heavier bullet to boot.